Okay everyone, right here I am making chicken broth. I had little trimmings of the chicken where I had trimmed off maybe the gristly or the fat areas, and I put that in this pot with some vegetables. You can use your scraps. I had some cut up onion in the refrigerator that I needed to use up. In the freezer I had green bell pepper, some carrots, onions. I didn't have any greens like spinach or kale to put in it. And if you cut up your vegetables, the ends and pieces and things like that that you don't use, instead of throwing it away, put it in a little Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer and save it for when you can make your stock. You don't have to have meat in it. You can make just vegetable broth. And you just bring it to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, put a lid on it, and just let it cook for a little bit. And then you will drain it and strain the vegetables out, like strain it. And if you need to put it into a plastic container, you will have to let it completely cool first. But if it's a heat safe container like a mason jar, you can put that in while it's still hot. Just be careful to not burn yourself. But I don't put salt or any kind of seasonings when I make my broth at home, because I'm usually going to season what I'm cooking anyway, and that's just extra sodium, and I have high blood pressure anyway, so that's just one little trick I do. And as you are cooking this, you will notice that, especially in the very beginning, you start seeing little foam come up to the top and along the edges. Don't worry about that. That's just part of the flavoring from the chicken. It's the fat cooking off. So you just don't worry about that foam at all. In fact, if you notice, when I first started, it was foamier, and it is cooking down. Okay, so see how the vegetables are looking translucent? That's when you know it's ready. I am going to let mine cool. So after it cools completely, I'll strain it, and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so let's see if I can strain this so you can see. Okay, so it is still a little warm. I don't know if you can see some of the steam coming off of it, but I wanted to go ahead and strain it and get it into this bowl. I thought it might cool faster. So there it is. That's your own homemade vegetable broth, or chicken broth actually. It can be vegetable, just depending on what you put in it. And like I said, I didn't put any seasonings, but you can put salt. You have no limitations really. If you're cutting up your vegetables, just or your chicken or beef, and you're cutting the fats and places off of it, put it in a baggie and save it. Now, if you're working with meat that was already frozen, don't put it in a baggie and put it back in the freezer, because you cannot refreeze meat. You have to thaw out raw meat from frozen and thaw it out. You have to change its form. So you would have to cook it before you could refreeze it. All right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Bye.